Hi, my name is Mayon Jacobs, and you're watching Two Mics Up.
007.
What's happening, everybody? It's your man Dave D NYDC. Two mics up, man. It's Monday night, and let me tell y'all something. I just can't even contain it. All right, I'm excited, really excited, and it's rare when you have, you know, a triple threat, if you will, in your presence. Today's guest is exactly that. Talking about singer, model, inspiration. Because look, she has really traversed a lot of the industry, and it wasn't until really diving in and really getting to really do more research about her. She is an inspiration, and she is a familiar face to some of you. But if some of you have forgotten, and I don't know how you could forget, today's amazing guest joining me today on the other mic is none other than the amazing Shireen Crutchfield. Shireen, how are you doing today, sister?
I'm doing excellent, Damon. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm
Look,
excited.
it's my honor, my pleasure. Uh, I'm definitely a huge fan. My wife and I,
Yeah.
huge fan, and I cannot say how honestly how elated we were, when you accepted to come on, and you are really that a triple threat. Sometimes, we have artists and entertainers that sometimes we overlook because sometimes they're not given their flowers, or they're not necessarily in today's limelight, because today's limelight is a little different.
hmm
But you really resonate and stand out. And before I even get into the singing and the modeling, you know, can we just, if you would mind, take a moment to introduce us to you again? Who is Shireen Crutchfield, the person, maybe when she's not wearing her entertainment face, if you will?
Ooh, okay. Shireen Crutchfield, me without the entertainment face. I am a mother. I'm a mother of three beautiful children. I've got one in college, one just graduated college, and I've got another one in in middle school. So
Oh
I'm a
wow.
mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, and I work real hard.
No, that's right. I love it,
Yeah.
and I want to go back a little bit further for those who may have forgotten. You were in the amazing '90s girl group, the Good Girls, right? And
Yes.
you guys really put. I remember, and I'm probably dating myself, but I remember that time. That was kind of like that New Jack City swing era, and
hmm
what was that like for you? Like, was that your first real, I guess, introduction, to the entertainment industry on the singing side? Like, have you always been a singer? Like, give us a little bit more about that portion of Shireen.
Well, I had not always been a singer. We got to start off as Soul Train dancers, so I was a dancer first, along
Wow.
with the
Okay.
other two members of the group. Yeah, and we had a great time. It was one of the most wonderful times in my life. It was so much fun. I was with my two best friends, traveling all over the world, singing, having fun, acting up, being silly. We had the best time together. I would not trade that for anything. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really
I,
grateful that a lot of people got joy from the time that we spent doing that too.
is there a moment or a time? Because I'm pretty sure, like you say, being young and being introduced to
hmm
travel in the world, don't need any dig up dirt stories. But is there a story or anything that stands out most to you from that time period where you guys were on the road? Maybe a funny incident, or something on stage happened that you guys just had to work through on the fly. I see you smiling. So, is there anything
Yeah,
that you could talk about?
it was it was work, yes, but it was more so fun. It was like three friends on a vacation the entire time. And it was hard. I'm not going to say it wasn't hard, but we were together and we just had so much fun together. The times that stick out to me were when we were on the tour bus. We were touring with opening for New Kids on the Block,
Mhm.
and we went all over the place. The arenas were humongous. There were thousands and thousands of fans out there, and just the time on the tour bus, being with each other, laughing, sleeping in the little cubbies. We had a bus driver named Buzz, and he was from the South, and he was really cool. And we just had it was really just friends having fun.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, that friendship makes me want to ask
Hmm.
too. Then, as time is going on, and I know, you and the other ladies maybe have gone your other way or separate ways and done,
Hmm.
other projects and things,
Exactly.
obviously. But do you
Exactly.
guys still every now and then still get together, maybe have a tour or a pop-up tour, or something local where you guys just really just kind of kick back and enjoy each other again?
Oh no, no, I wish that were the case. We're out of touch right now. I'm not sure if
Oh,
the other two are still in touch. They might be, they probably are, but I'm not sure. But we've really lost touch right now. And
man, that's
just
terrible.
kind of doing our own thing, but you never know what God has in store. They are
No.
wonderful ladies, and we shall see as time goes on. This is, our chapter is that chapter is closed, but we
Right.
probably have another chapter coming. So,
And again, when I think back, I do remember the music. I do remember seeing you guys, and we have now like an unsung type thing, and that's what
all
I'm
right,
that this feels like an
right.
unsung moment. Would that be something that maybe, like you say, certain chapters closed, certain open? Would you
Yeah.
be open to maybe an unsung being done about the group?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We have a lot of stories. We have a lot of history, a lot of ins and outs and ups and downs. And it was a wonderful time. It was also a hard time when we had to split up. Our foundation was no longer steady in the way that it needed to be in order for us to
Mm,
continue in the manner that would have been wonderful.
right.
Yeah, it didn't work out with that foundation. But yeah, I think an unsung that would be great.
That would be. I think it would be, and it's
Yeah.
unfortunate to hear. And again, like we generally don't like to do negativity on the show, but I think it's
Yeah.
interesting for those who are watching and listening, someone who's experienced the industry. When you say the foundation, um, whether it be management or the label, it doesn't sound like you ladies had a lot of infighting, if you will. But the was it the space of things maybe moving behind you all, and did it your age maybe play a part, or your parents not really like I don't want to talk about like you guys are separated, but what's part of that
Right.
breaking of the foundation, if you will?
I think it was we had to change management, which
Mm,
for me, the Good Girls was the three of us plus our manager. So the
okay,
four of us were really the Good Girls. Like he had
right,
the concept and we fit the mold. We fit his idea perfectly, and the four of us together was the Good Girls. He
right,
went on to do some other things. We got new management, so that changed things. The record
gotcha,
label was going through a lot of change at that time as well, so it was just a lot of earthquakes one after another, and that
right.
did cause some infighting and some tension between the
Hmm.
three of us. So so yeah, it was our foundation, I believe, was the
I
cause.
understand. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. And I think it's good that
Yeah.
people really understand that, though. Sometimes we as fans sitting on this side, we
Mm.
see all the glitz, the glamour, and the beauty. But sometimes there are things when you wonder why groups um, break apart or you don't see them
Mhm.
anymore. There are things
Yeah.
that are moving behind the scenes that sometimes are just insurmountable for them to move forward. And I thank you for
Right.
sharing that. But Mhm.
Yeah. It's just so many factors go into the success of a group or an
Yeah,
artist. There's a
yeah.
team behind you, and when those pieces are not where they need to be, good chance it's not going to happen. So
Yeah, yeah, unfortunately,
yeah,
yeah, not a
yeah,
good look, not a good look at all. And
yeah.
and and I do wanna ask too, because humbly speaking, you've always stood out, you're a very attractive woman, and I'm curious to
Thank
know,
you.
was that not your attract, but was modeling something that, you had always had an interest to do, or was that maybe a byproduct or a byproduct avenue for you to transition to, by being in the group?
I think, it kind of just came about. It was like during the,
Hmm.
like right when we were mixing the second album. I said, let me just go and, just see what I could do. My mother was a model for a little bit of time. My aunt was a model for a little bit of time. And so it was in the back of my head. And I was super duper skinny and I got teased a lot. So, so yeah, I went and my first modeling job was on the cover of 17 magazine with Will Smith. So I said, okay,
Mhm.
I think this might
Yeah,
work.
I can do. I think I can
Yeah,
do that.
it worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out for the best. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And with that, and this, out of curiosity too, having the best of both worlds, I guess, if you will, at that age, and now
Mhm.
being um uh, more seasoned, and
Mhm.
having life behind you. As a musician, do you still find that your creative juices still flow? Is that still something that you have a passion about, today, and are actively still creating and putting out music?
Music, no.
Okay.
Right now, I am working on TV and film projects, writing.
Okay.
I have a
Okay.
great love for writing. So I've got some ideas and I'm putting them on paper and, getting some projects together. I shot a short film called Birthday Bash. It's on YouTube and it's a dark comedy. And that was a lot of fun to make.
Oh, I don't know.
Very,
This to
very.
look at that look like that allows you to express some things. This in the look. Were these
Yeah.
things that you were holding on to that you really wanted to show a different side of yourself?
It was just fun. You'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Birthday Bash.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We
Nice
will
dark
definitely do it.
comedy.
We're going
Yeah,
to
so I'm
definitely.
writing some more.
Okay.
So that's a big thing for me, writing and acting and still modeling, of course.
And how was that? How has that been? Like, when was there a particular project maybe that you were working on that really got you to want to get on the other side of the camera, if you will, and really start writing and producing? Like, was there a moment in time or something that said, "Do you know what? I can do that too, or I should be doing that too."
I think the writing was always there. I've always
Mhm.
had a creative love for writing. So I've always done that. And it was just recently that I was thinking to actually start doing it myself. So Birthday Bash, I shot, I think it was the end of 2020. And it was short. It's like
Mhm.
5.5 minute long film. So that was a nice thing. I have another project that I started working on. I didn't get to finish it, but so I'm just going to keep taking steps in that direction because I also would like to see the landscape of TVs and movies
Okay.
change a bit. Put
Uh,
some more color in there,
have a
more
little
some
more color in
more
there.
a little more color, and get more voices out there than
Mhm.
the ones that we've been hearing. So I have a lot of stories to tell, and that's my passion right now.
And I'm glad to hear you say that, because I mean it's very interesting as a person. I will not sit here and call myself an entertainer at all, but the more I've been able to, get into the entertainment industry and be able to talk with folks such as yourself,
Hmm.
which seems like, and I don't know if you can speak to it or can share your opinion or input, you know, how difficult, and when I say difficult, not in the fact of getting more black or more colored voices out there, but keeping them consistent and keeping them in a place where they're at the forefront. Because it seems like, we watch, like Issa Rae and a lot of these shows that they're hit shows and
Hmm.
then they're gone the next day. And I'm interested to know, from you moving on to that side, like, in your opinion, is there a way to keep, the industry consistent and hold them to the fire to keep our shows, out there for us as people of color?
Actually, I think they're doing pretty well now.
Okay.
There's a lot more of us in TV and film. So I think they're doing well, and there's so many more avenues. All of the streaming services,
Mm,
Tubi, YouTube, you can put your stuff pretty much anywhere. And I do
right.
see a lot more filmmakers of color being creative and putting their things out there. So I think we're definitely moving in the right direction. And for me, I just want to tell a little bit. Um, I want the stories to be a little bit different than what
Hmm.
I've been seeing a lot of, because
Hmm.
I some things I just can't relate to. I'm not involved in different pockets of experiences, I will say.
Okay.
And so I'd like to share my own experiences and get some more variety out there as far as storytelling.
I
That makes
totally
sense.
understood. No, it does. It makes
Didn't
total
say
sense, and
anything.
no, it
Okay.
does. No, it really does because I mean, you're right. I mean, I just ask you because we do see it, right? And like you said, though, these other
Mhm.
mediums now are really
Mhm.
allowing us as people of color to uh, have more creative control, to be able to
Mhm.
develop our own content, and to really be able to share it and really get it out, sometimes maybe to more people than you realize. I know for me,
Mhm.
this platform, it's shocking. Like sometimes when I look, I'm just like, really, you don't see it, but you see
Mhm.
it, and it is somewhat shocking. And I agree. The more that we can push the envelope, if you will, and to be able to have people like yourself come on and talk about your projects and things that you're working on, is how we can not
Mhm.
only spread the message but support the work that people like yourself are doing. And I think that is huge and is needed in our community, because like you
Mhm.
said, we're all different and we all
Yeah.
have different stories to tell.
Different experiences, yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take a short pause for the cause. We want to thank our sponsors here at Two Mics Up for allowing us to be able to sit down with Shireen Crutchfield and all the other amazing guests that join us this season. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fresh back out the break. We're back today with the amazing Shireen Crutchfield, singer, model, actress. She was the lead singer in the R&B group Good Girls. You've seen her on TV, Dark Angel. She's been in Hot Boys, Illicit. I can go on and on and on. You heard her talk about, her dark comedy that I mean, Shireen is this amazing. But I do want to ask, Shireen, looking back at some of the work that you've done, and
Mhm.
as an artist, looking at the roles, you've had a breadth of roles that really require different character development. How do you, when let's say you book a role and you really dive into creating that character? Like, is there a
Mhm.
process, or what do you do to kind of mold and shape the character and the story you want to tell us as an audience?
For me, I try not to act. I try to find myself
Okay.
in in the roles that I have. How can I relate to this person? How is she like me?
Mm,
And
mm.
most of the time they're so close to me. I'm just
Wow.
like doing it. I'm in it. I'm doing it, and it just comes out. It just flows out of my spirit. But I try to find myself in it to see where I can relate and to see where the differences are. And if there are any differences, I tend to still be able to relate them to my life. There are still experiences that I've had that line up with the character and why she's doing what she's doing.
Mm.
And yeah, I find myself in all of that.
Well, I love how you say, you find yourself, and when you say find yourself, I would have to imagine, because that span, you as Shireen, the woman, you have
Hmm.
grown and have had and added different experiences to your life. But one of the things that it sounds like very spiritual and very serene about you, and you
Mhm.
just have this. And is that something that like is that your go-to place, or is that like where you just really just find your zen and just really be able to build out from that, and have you develop that over time?
I have developed it over time, and I believe that that's my relationship with my father, my creator.
Mhm.
And so, in each experience, in each job, in each and every day, he's teaching me something about myself. It's a
Mm,
training ground. So, when I'm faced with an obstacle or a problem, how what is this saying about me? What can I learn about myself? How can I grow from this experience?
mm,
So it's not
yeah.
the negative things aren't to tear me down. They're for me to learn and to grow and to trust in who he says I am, as opposed to maybe some of the negative voices that I grew up with. I'm
Mm,
kind of going and I'm going way out there right now, but
mm,
it really is my relationship with God that helps me keep centered and not get tossed about with the waves of life and the emotions that come and go.
mhm,
And the funny thing is, I say I find myself in the roles, and like one of my earlier roles, you mentioned Dark Angel.
mhm,
Everything is me. Like Dark Angel, the character, um, she didn't know she was pregnant,
mhm.
and when I got home from the shoot, I found out I was pregnant. So
What?
yeah, God has a
What?
way of doing things. Yeah, I know it's kind of crazy with my daughter, Sequoia. So that was kind of cool.
Wow. That's a
Yeah,
cool thing. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean,
it's cool. That's
it's
life.
cool and it's
God does those
beautiful.
things.
Yeah, and that's why I asked, because I get that sense from you. Just having
Hmm.
the pleasure of talking to you and just looking at your presence, your aura. And I say this too, not to be creepy or weird. So sometimes you have to experience things in life, right? So 10 years ago, I
Yeah.
almost lost my life, and I've talked about it here on the show. Um,
Okay.
and sometimes most
Yeah.
of us don't get a second chance at life.
Right. Right.
I was on my deathbed, and I remember the doctor saying to my wife and my daughter, "We don't know what else to do for your husband. If you believe in God, then it's best that you pray, because we
Right.
don't know." And 8 days later, I come through
Wow.
and I walk out of the hospital, and ever since then I had this sense of I smell the grass every morning. The air smells
Mm.
different to me. The blue in the sky that you see is totally different from that.
Yeah.
The aura that I
Wow.
see when I speak to people and I meet people,
Mhm.
it speaks to me. So that's why I just had to ask that, because I felt that in that moment, that was something that
Mm.
needs to be shared. And sometimes I feel that I'm blessed to be able to have this platform, because sometimes I
Mhm.
really believe that if one person is watching this or listening to this today and can really relate and resonate with what you're saying, you can and
Mhm.
we do have the power to impact others positively. And that is really the goal.
Amen.
And that's the goal of this platform, really. I think I don't really like doing negativity,
Right.
but
Me
this is
neither.
this is this is what it's all about for me. And that's why I
Mhm.
asked, and I thank you, because I saw you were going to another place. This has so much more
Mhm.
meaning than what you're explaining, and I see that. But I thank you for
Mhm.
being vulnerable and being open to share that, because somebody who hear this, that's the time that they need to hear it, and it could be
Amen.
impactful and change their life. So thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Of course, of course. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get back on track. Because Shireen and I, we just had a moment. We bonded in the moment. But Shireen,
That's right.
I hey, this is what it's all about. This is real, y'all.
Yeah.
I do want to ask too. Are we going to be able to see you then? Outside of your own project, right? That we're going to
Mhm.
go ahead and make sure we put in the notes, and we want to promote and have everybody go out and watch. Are there any other projects that you're working on that we can either see of your creation or see you in?
Yeah, let's see. Post production for a project called Fire, written and
Okay.
directed by Lorray
Okay.
Wilson. I'm on I shot a movie. It's on Tubi right now called Passionate Betrayals. That was fun.
Okay.
The wild ride. You can check that out. Let's see what else is in the pipeline. A film called oh what's the name of it? It'll come to me. I'm so sorry. It'll come to me.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll
Um,
make we'll
oh,
make sure we
it's
get
called The Groomer. It's called The
the
Groomer.
who? The
Oh,
groomer.
The
Okay.
Groomer.
All
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
That's an interesting
that's
name.
coming soon.
It's an
Yes,
interesting title.
interesting
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. Well, I love it. You know, I really, time flies when you're having fun. Awesome, amazing. And I have to say you're much better than I expected in person, and having to get to
Oh,
meet you.
thank you.
You are lovely, inside and out. And I
Thank
just want to ask
you.
before we go, uh,
Mhm.
can you share any? So you have any social media that you want to share? I want to make sure that look, audience, get out and get behind Shireen and the work that she's doing. Go out and support this sister, all the magic that she's
Thank
creating.
you. Thank you. Well, I'm on Facebook at Shireen Crutch, and I'm on Instagram at Shireen Crutch. I got a TikTok. Sequoia, what's my TikTok?
That's
That's
right. Go
my
to the
daughter
boss.
over there.
That's right. Go to
Yeah,
the boss.
she knows my stuff. I think it's oh, I know what it is. It's at Shireen C. It's that way. See me.
Uh-huh.
That's my TikTok.
Okay, so we're going to make sure we get
And
over that.
YouTube.
Okay,
YouTube
so
Shireen Crutchfield.
we're going to put all that in the show notes, ladies and gentlemen. The
Okay.
amazing, the incredible Shireen Crutchfield. Shireen, I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today. I wish you all the best and continued success in everything that you put your
Thank
hands
you.
on and touch. You are awesome
Hallelujah.
and amazing.
Thank you so much, Damon, and thank your wife too. I appreciate
I
you
will.
both.
I will. She's excited. Yeah, I'll talk to you when we get off. Don't worry about it. But she's excited, ecstatic as well. So there you have it, ladies
Aw.
and gentlemen. The amazing Shireen Crutchfield. I'm your man, Dave DNYDC. This is Two Mics Up. Man, we rocking season 6. You can follow, Two Mics Up. Or what? How about you start with me first? Follow me, Damon Cunningham, hosted Two Mics Up at Dame DNYDC across IG, Facebook, and I guess it's X now. So you can follow me there as well. Make sure you continue to follow the show. Two Mics Up across all social media, IG, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And if you're just happening to be here watching this on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And before you walk out the door, hit that bell so you can be notified about all the newest content coming to you from me here at Two Mics Up. Season 6, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mogul TV Global Network, #1 network in positive programming. Over 1 million subscribers now, 32 countries. So go ahead and check me out. Check out my network mates. We're bringing you something fresh every night of the week. And as we close out, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to do just a couple of things on me, okay? I'm going to ask you to stay safe, stay blessed. Mics out.
007.